In the Prajnaparamita Sutra, the question put is, quote, if the Buddhas proclaim neither self nor non-self, if all mental activity goes into extinction, if the route of expression in words is closed, how do they get people to know the true nature of all dharmas? Close quote. The answer runs as follows, quote, the Buddhas have the power of countless skillful means, and the dharmas are indeterminate in nature. So to bring nearer all the living beings, the Buddhas sometimes declare the reality of all things and sometimes their unreality. Sometimes that things are both real and unreal, and sometimes that they are neither real nor unreal. Close quote. Each of these four logical possibilities is considered to be wrong in itself. Yet, depending on the occasion, each one may provide a provisionally true basis for the teaching of release. This approach also refers in an ambivalent fashion to the teaching of self and non-self. The teaching of non-self is advanced to bring down the determinate view of self, while if a determinate view of non-self were held, the declaration of self would be made to unfix it. A bodhisattva intending to practice perfect insight fails to do so if he asserts the existence of self, and he fails to do so if he asserts non-self. Thus, each of these alternative teachings has a role which is eventually to be superseded. Each is to be maintained by the bodhisattva, as it is by all Buddhas, in a manner skillfully adapted to the needs of living beings, yet which betrays no trace of mental clinging. There is an interesting parallel to this in the Lankavatara Sutra, where the teaching of the Tathagata Garbha, the Tathagata womb, is described as a skillful means devised because of the way in which the teaching of non-self is liable to be mistakenly received. It will be seen readily by those familiar with the Madhyamika method that the role of any of the possible declarations about self or about the reality of things selected by the Buddhas through the power of skillful means is quite analogous to the role of provisional truth as contrasted with absolute truth. This latter distinction is known within Nagarjuna's verses themselves. And indeed, his use of that distinction may explain why he did not use the term skillful means. The parallelism of thought may be allowed to appear for itself by a brief quotation from the verses of chapter 24 in the middle treatise. 8. The Buddhas depend on two truths when they proclaim the Dharma for living beings. Firstly, they depend upon worldly truth, and secondly, upon the truth of the supreme principle. 9. If a person is not able to know the distinction between the two truths, then he cannot know the principle of true reality in accordance with the profound Buddha Dharma. And 10. If he does not depend on worldly truth, he cannot attain the supreme principle. If he does not attain the supreme principle, then he does not attain nirvana.